from the Neptunes.
Welcome. We on the throne. Episode 20, y'all. 20. Listen, we got a special guest tonight. I'm excited to have him. I'm playing this because I saw him post the live was going on tonight, and he had this on the backdrop. Perfect song for a perfect person for tonight's episode, y'all. But I want to welcome everybody to On the Throne. In the next couple of minutes, after I introduce the show, I'm gonna bring them in, and we gonna have some fun tonight, because On the Throne is about real talk and fun games, and with special people, special guests, and that's what we got. So everybody come on in. Who's ready to come in? This is an introduction. Oh, if I didn't, I have to introduce myself as well. I am the Game Queen on social media. I am at the Real Game Queen. So let everybody know to come in and follow me. Alright. But today's guest blends Blaze with Belly Laughs. Y'all, I'm gonna bring him in. Give it up for the king of barbershop talk comedy. He is True Lyrics, the Beardgod, aka Elijah the Barber, y'all.
Like windmill, then the ice 32 below minus the windshield. It'll be the word that best defines me. I'm just grinding, man. Y'all never mind me.
What is going on, Game
What
Queen?
is going on?
How are you?
We made it to Wednesday, May 21st.
Yeah, you set this up like I don't know, like 17 months ago.
I did. Because I wanted to make sure I had you on the schedule, because both of our schedules are busy.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure I got you in. Hey, Mom. Can you see the comments? That's my
Yeah,
first. It's always my first question, because
okay, I
I've
can
had
see him.
people on and they can't even see the comments. And I think it's better when we can see what people are saying while we're on here live.
Yeah, I can see
So,
him. I can see the
okay.
comment.
All right. So, we have you on. Of course, you already know it's about games and conversation. So
Okay.
we're gonna talk about you. We're gonna talk about the stuff you're doing. We're gonna have fun, laugh, and we're gonna play games.
Okay.
You play games. Especially that
You?
movie game. I was thinking
Yeah,
if
I
I
done seen
should
a lot of movies.
I was thinking if I should pull it out, but I got something else for you, because I want to see if I can stomp you. Because you be pretty good with the game. So
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna see what we're gonna do. But before I go, I want to ask how you doing.
I'm good.
That's good. That's good. I had to check on your, on your vibe and what you was going on tonight.
Yeah, I'm
But
good. You know, it's the Game Queen, so you already know. You know how to. You change the tone of things, so we gonna have a good time.
I try. All right. So before we go into the games, I got a couple of questions. So you just chill, relax, enjoy the flow. Got some
Mhm.
questions, and we'll just go from there. Just let the flow go from the questions I'm gonna ask. So first question is, what came first? Comedy, barbering, or bars, which is poetry, because you do poetry, right?
Yeah, I would say the bars came first. Poetry. Well, really, it's poetry. Poetry started, and then it transitioned into battle raps, and then music. And then barbering started probably the the end of high school, probably sophomore, junior year, and then after high school, went to school for it. Comedy. Honestly, I don't feel as though I was supposed to be a comedian, but comedy called me. I didn't call it.
Okay.
It was a bucket list thing, and with the music and with the battle stuff and the poetry stuff, I always was able to have funny punchlines and stuff that could make people laugh. But I was curious about trying comedy, and I wrote comedy for 2 years before I ever got on the stage and tried it. And then the one time I tried it was a bunch of comedians I did an open mic with, and they were you know, season, and they all said I had the best set that night. And one of my buddies pushed me to keep going and stay with it. So that was the motivation and inspiration. And every year I had to create a plan for the comedy career. And it's a lot of stuff with it is still surprising. The places it's taking me, the places it's going to continue to take me. And sometimes you have to go through all of these obstacles in life and these different things to eventually get to, you know, that thing that you love. But poetry and comedy, yeah, they're very therapeutic for me, and I love both. You know, I love both. Poetry probably comes first though. Poetry is definitely
I
first.
could tell. I could tell. I could tell. But it's amazing that God just he connects everything and he flows that, and it just everything's a leeway to everything else. So that's
Yeah.
a good thing. That's a great thing. My mom said being funny is hard.
Yes, it is. To the hardest part about being a comedian is we have to take things that are funny to us and convince a room full of strangers that it's funny also. So
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely not easy. But when you have real life experiences, and you're
Mm-hmm.
able to talk about them in a funny way, a lot of times it's not about it being like the gut busting funniest thing. It's the relatability and the connection that you have with the people that you're saying it to.
Definitely, definitely. And it's good because you have so many different comedians that, why debate? You have some you like, you have some you don't. So why debate who's the best when
Yeah,
there's something for
it's
everybody?
it's subjective, you know. It definitely depends. Like everybody has a style. Like
Yeah.
I was in AC last week, and it was like 80% old Caucasian senior citizens,
Oh,
and it was a white guy, a young white guy on the show, and he was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have material for them. And it's like, well, you're gonna have to figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like you gonna have to figure it out. Like that's another thing as a comedian, sometimes you have to make adjustments. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you have to make adjustments to your audience. I think the most unique situation for me is I performed in front of I performed at a psychiatric hospital. So I performed in front of a lot of people who were considered loony, and being able to make them laugh
Mm-hmm.
definitely put my confidence on a total different level. You know,
Got
you
it.
got to put yourself in different environments in order to really test how good you really can be.
Mm. So what's that determining factor? Like when you say you have to fill it out or you have to, figure things out. But what's
Mm,
the biggest determining factor for when you have to figure it out? Like when you go on stage, right? You
mm.
start. What's the determining thing that makes you say, okay, this don't work, this go, or
Well, I think first of all, 90% of what you're doing is your confidence. It doesn't matter how funny you are. It doesn't matter how good you are.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not confident, it's not really going to matter. So you got to have the confidence. Once you see your crowd, once you see your audience, you kind of get an idea. Like there's a difference between a church crowd and a crowd that's open minded for adult content. You see what I'm saying? So
Gotcha.
you have to kind of know you have to kind of know your audience, and I think it's very important for comedians to have these communications with the promoters as far as
Mm-hmm.
getting the idea of what their crowds are like. You know,
Okay.
um, I never wanted to put myself in a box as far as like, oh, I'm just a dirty comedian, or I'm just a clean comedian, or I'm this type of comedian. Like I can do any type of room. If somebody says, hey, we're doing a clean comedy show, it's going to be, no cussing, there's going to be no sexual content. Okay, I could do that. If they're like, hey, we're going to have this type of event, it doesn't matter, anything goes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no problem. So I always wanted to make myself more well-rounded. Now, of course, I have certain material that I like to do or that I would prefer to do. But if somebody has a show and that show has stipulations on how they want it to be ran, and how much time and what it is they would prefer,
Mm-hmm.
the type of content be, then I have no problem with falling in line with that. Everybody kind of can't do that.
Right, right. All right, so let's get into a little bit of funny.
Hmm.
What's the wildest thing you ever heard in the barber chair
The
that you would say on
wildest thing,
IG Live?
You said the wildest thing I ever heard in barber chair?
In the barber chair that you can say on IG Live.
Wildest thing I ever heard. Probably there was a there was a guy who was going to it was a guy who was going to Costa Rica with his wife. They had the timeshare, and the wife, after a couple of years, didn't want to go, so he would go every year. And he ended up basically having a kid over there. And the next year came around, and he had to like meet the kid. So the trip's already paid for, and 2 weeks before the trip, his wife's mother passed away. So he's like trying to tell the wife, like, all right, I know your mom passed away, but this trip is paid for. So the wife was like, look, as long as you're at my mom's funeral, you can go on the trip. So after the funeral, they had a repast, and the father-in-law is like, he has an announcement to make. So they're like, what's the announcement? And he tells the guy's wife and his sister-in-laws that they have a brother in another state. So they're like upset, and they're like, well, why are you telling us now? He was like, because your mom's dead. Like, I wasn't going to tell it while she was alive.
Right.
So the guy decided to talk to his father-in-law about what he should do in his situation. So the father-in-law was like, well, you see what I just did? You see what I just did? So that was probably one of the wildest things that I had said. What are the odds of that? Like, you have a kid in another place that you're hiding from your wife, and you're getting ready to meet this kid for the first time, yet your mother-in-law passes away, and then everybody finds out that your father-in-law had a secret child out there. So you feel like, yeah, somebody that understands me, but
Right. Let me
what do
talk to
I
him.
like? What do I do? Like, that was probably the
That
wildest
is
situation to hear.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that probably was the wildest thing I've heard.
Wow. How does being a barber influence your creativity and your comedy? How does it influence that? Because I know
Oh,
you're
listen.
Elijah, you're Beardgod, but you're also Elijah the barber. So
So I get about probably like 80% of a lot of my material is inspired by barbershop scenarios, conversations, characters that come through the shop. I change the names of certain people when I'm doing my comedy. I don't want to get sued. But there is, like, when you see a movie that says like inspired by true events, like
mm-hmm.
that's how a lot of my comedy is inspired by real people that come in the shop that have these characteristics, that have these traits, that think the way that they think. And I find a way to put a comedic twist to it and
Mm-hmm.
explain it, because most people who have the understanding of the barbershop know, like, these are the type of characters and these are the type of things that go on. So I'm kind of like, especially with the women, I'm kind of giving y'all like a inside visual of what it's like inside the barbershop at times, because I
Yeah.
know women, they have their things in the hair salon and the gossip and all of that, and
Mm-hmm.
talking about the movies and TV shows and stuff like that. Like, we do
Mm-hmm.
the same exact thing too. So I'm just at a point now where I'm working on this thing where I call it more of make you think type comedy, like where
Okay.
I'm putting out scenarios, or I'm breaking down certain TV shows and movies, and getting you to see them from a different perspective.
Okay. So do you ever get told why you sharing our secrets, or why you could you saying, for the ladies, you giving us the perspectives and you opening the door for us to
From the
see? You ever?
fellas, from the fellas, no. From the
Okay.
fellas, no. From my actual personal family, yes. Like, I have been like, yo, why did you tell that story about us or about me? Or, well, yeah, like my actual family, I get the most heat from,
Oh
because
wow.
a lot of the stuff like I said, is inspired and comes from true events or real things that happen. And it's like, it puts me in position to never run out of material. Because
Mm-hmm.
stuff happens on a daily basis, like in the
Right.
shop, at home, in the stores. It's just like different things that that you see that
Mm-hmm.
just just hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Barbershop salons.
Okay.
That's lit with laughter.
My next question to you is: have you ever had to cut off a client for real, and what happened?
Like, as far, I can't cut their hair anymore.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I've had that happen a couple times. I just had that happen recently. I had that happen with this African guy, and I don't know. Like, I don't really have. I love my people. I love my Islanders, my Africans, Jamaicans, all of that. But it's something about a lot of them where they have this entitlement of the American black man is supposed to just stop whatever he's supposed to be doing and do what they want. So this customer uh made an appointment with me, and I was
Mm-hmm.
squeezing him in between appointments, and uh the appointment was like 11:30. He calls me at like 10:40 and says, "Hey, I'm gonna be a few minutes late." And I'm like, "Listen, I'm squeezing you in
Right.
between two appointments, so you can't be too late." So he says, "All right, well, I'm gonna be a few minutes late, but I'm on my way." He never shows up. The appointment's at 11:30. The guy calls me back at 2:30, saying he's still 10 minutes away. It's like, dude, your appointment is over. You missed it. Like you're not.
Wait, he did the real black thing when we be like, "Oh, just
Yeah,
around the corner." He really did
yeah.
that.
Yeah, but look, like he tried to throw it on me because he had called the shop earlier in the week to try to make an appointment, and I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't there. So he was upset. He was like, Elijah, I've been calling you for the last 4 tomorrows. I was like, the last 4 tomorrows? Yes, the last 4 tomorrows. I call you. They said you're not here. Call back tomorrow 1, tomorrow 2, tomorrow 3, tomorrow 4. You not answer. And it's like, all right, but that has nothing to do with the fact that you spoke to me. We had an agreement. You didn't show up, and you called me hours later saying you're still on your way, like I'm supposed to cut your hair. That's not how this works. So yeah, I had to cut him off. Yeah, I had to cut him off.
Wow.
Yeah.
He said start your appointment. You gotta read the comments because my mom. I love my mom. See, my mom. I'm gonna say this. She's young. She's young. She's young. She's younger than me. I've been told that's
She
your
said
sister.
my mom is younger than me.
She's younger than me. I've been told like that's your sister or is that your daughter? I'll be like, oh, Dad, look that old. But my mom said she be in the barbershops too, and she said that's the best places to hang out because she said
You're
she
gonna get
said the
pure. You're gonna get
conversations be
pure,
lit. They
pure
be
entertainment, pure entertainment, pure entertainment every day.
lit. Because beauty shops be like that for real too though. Like
Mm-hmm.
hair salons, it can
Yep.
get like that at times. All right, so what's the realest life lesson you've ever learned behind the chair?
The realest life lesson I've
Yeah, the
learned behind
realest
the chair.
life lesson that you ever learned.
Probably that it's always somebody who has it worse than you.
Mm,
Um, I had well, I've been dealing with a lot of death lately, but probably about maybe a month ago, I had lost some friends of mine had passed away in a car accident, and it was like a very tragic thing. So I was like, messed up about it, feeling bad about it, and then this guy comes to the shop, and I gotta I gotta turn it off. You know what I'm saying? So hey, how you doing?
mm,
How you doing? He's like, man, I'm going through it. So I'm like, well, I'm thinking about what I'm dealing with, thinking like his situation can't be worse than what I'm going through. And he tells me that his mom passed away on Monday. She had dementia, and then on Tuesday, his dad fell down the steps, broke his hip. They had to make a decision if he should get hip surgery because of his age. So they decided on Thursday for him to get the hip surgery. He gets the hip surgery, is successful, and then he dies on Saturday. So it's like, dude went from having both his parents 1 week
wow.
preparing, to bury his mom, and then it goes from that to now he has to do a double funeral.
Yeah,
So, that type of stuff was like, wow, like, you think you going through something, there's always somebody out there who has it worse
yeah.
than you.
That's,
So I think that's the realest life lesson that I've learned, being in the shop.
oh, okay, okay. So earlier on, because we're gonna go to a game, but this
Hmm?
question I'm gonna ask, because earlier on you said doing comedy or even doing anything on the stage takes confidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything that takes confidence. How do you handle your off days? Because if it takes confidence, then how do you handle when you have
I
off
don't really,
days?
I don't really think it's a issue of like lack of confidence before going out on that stage. I think it's like a switch that gets flipped on, where like no matter like, and that's another thing. Like lately, I've been, like I said, I've been dealing with death, so I've been getting phone calls or text messages with this bad news right before I got to go on stage. So it's
Mm,
kind of like, all right, I got the news, but I got to block that out, get focused, get in to work mode, do what I got to do, and then deal with
mhm.
that later. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think that it can definitely help you. I think I've only had one big event recently where I felt like I did terrible. I felt like I did terrible, but everybody was like, "Oh, you did so good" or whatever, and I was just like, "Nah, I don't feel that way."
Mm,
And it was because it was a lot of emotions, a lot of things I was dealing with. But you got the show. The show must go on. You know what I'm saying? The show must go
that's
on. You
true.
can't.
That's
You
true.
can't. You can't. It's like nobody's really gonna care. It's like, look, we're here for you to make us laugh.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I
Like
paid my money. I better
if you go to a restaurant,
do my stuff.
you're not trying to hear the waitress's problems. You like, burn me my steak. You know what I'm saying? Well done or
Right.
medium well, whatever, however you have it. Like, I don't
Mhm.
really care that your boyfriend just broke up with you or that your car broke down on the way here
Right.
or you don't have enough
Especially,
Uber money to get home. Like,
especially if I'm hungry. If I'm
yeah,
hungry, I don't want to
yeah,
hear
you don't care about that. Like, listen, like people, some people just like, look, you here to make me laugh. Like, I don't care
that.
about none of that stuff that you heard before you went on the stage. Like, that's kind of how it is.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, we did a little talking because it's
Mm-hmm.
about real conversation and of course
Mm-hmm.
games. So let's go to our game.
Okay.
The first game I have is called Clip It or Skip It. Are you hear about
Clip it or
Clip
skip it.
It? Mm-hmm. So what I'm gonna do is I'm
Okay.
gonna give you some scenarios,
Mm-hmm.
and with those scenarios, you're gonna tell me you're gonna either clip it, which is keep it,
Mm-hmm.
or you're gonna skip it, let it go.
Okay.
All right, and you gotta explain why. So almost
Okay.
like it's make it. You remember back in the, or break it, something like that. But it's clip it or skip it. Okay.
Okay.
So the first one is barbershop debates about aliens and the Illuminati.
Wait. So is one or the other? We either debating about aliens or the Illuminati?
About and. So I guess debating
Okay.
about aliens and the Illuminati.
Okay. So so
So
so
you
that's
gonna clip it, keep it. You can keep it in your around you, or you gonna let it go.
I'll keep it. I mean, we've had debates about both of those. So yeah, keep it.
Yeah, keep it. Good debates. Good
Yeah,
debates. All
yeah,
right.
clip it.
Men getting facials and manicures.
What, talking about it or
Oh
actually
no,
making it
getting
happen?
actually getting them. Would you clip that?
Facials and manicures. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think men deserve self care. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And I forgot to add, I always have to let you know because we have some people just coming in and probably never been on the throne. Y'all can join in, y'all can answer too. So in the chat, we letting Elijah, this is it about Elijah, but y'all can answer as well. Let me know what y'all think. Would y'all keep
Mm,
it? Would y'all keep it or would y'all get rid of it? I don't want
mm,
that around no more. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to deal with that,
mm,
that
mm.
kind of thing. All right. So dating someone who always posts everything online.
That's tough. I mean, you don't. If you dating somebody and y'all in a serious relationship, you don't want to be a secret. But I think you do want to have a sense of privacy. So I've been on both ends of that. So uh, I mean, it seems like in the beginning, somebody gonna always post or whatever, because oh look at me, you know what I'm saying, I found my king, he put my crown on, all that stuff. Like, I don't know. I think I would put I don't know, I probably prefer not, nah, I get rid of it because I've already been in that.
You had to talk it through it and think
Yeah, I had to
about it
talk
like, wait a
myself.
minute, because after a
Yeah,
while it's like
I had to talk myself through it. Like, we keep our stuff private, like the world and our business.
That's a hard thing. That when you said it was a hard question, that really is because, like you said, it depends. I think for me, it depends on what you're posting all the time.
Yeah,
If I
yeah,
see you posting the wrong kind of stuff, then I'm gonna have to question that. Like,
yeah,
nah.
yeah,
But if
yeah.
I see, because you got some people that post, they post the stuff. You be like, okay, you
Mm,
post a lot, but
mm.
you ain't giving too much of the business where it's like
Yeah, 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 yeah,
making somebody look bad or it's you know
yeah.
what I mean? I think,
Yeah,
yeah,
you just got in a disagreement. Y'all just had an argument. Now they want to post like, oh, I can't stand when men be sitting up there. Like, wait a minute, like, hold on, you over here throwing subliminal shots. Like, yeah,
right,
I'm not keeping that.
yeah, yeah. All right. Tipping your barber with cash and compliments.
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Are you want
Why would
compliments too?
huh?
You want
I mean,
compliments too?
people. I think the tip is a compliment, and I think that it shows the appreciation that they have. A lot of times, it's not about like just the overall service as far as the haircut. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? A lot, at least with the barbershops, is like we're not just giving you a good service with the haircut. We're giving you an experience. You're buying and paying for the experience.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting somebody that's doing your hair, but you're also getting somebody that's an ear for you to vent to, for you to listen to. You're getting a therapist, a psychiatrist, a problem solver. Like we have a lot that we have going on. So a guy might get in your chair, you cut his hair, you don't see him for 3-4 months. He get back in the chair, the conversation has to pick up right where it left off at
Mm-hmm.
before. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's a lot. We pack in a lot of things mentally when it comes down to our customers.
Mm. Yeah, my mom said I tip depending on what I get. Yeah. But
Okay.
I get it. I mean, you get a service, so
Mhm.
yeah.
I
But
mean, you
I'm
have
gonna
a
go
good
back up.
experience. You have a good experience regardless of where you at. If you have a good experience, you're going to always come back. If you go to a restaurant, you have a good experience, you're going to come back. If you
Yeah.
go to a comedy show, or you go to a poetry event, or if you go to an event where Game Queen is at and you have a good time, you're going to come back.
All right, all right. Next, socks or slides in public.
Socks or slides?
Socks and slides in public.
Socks with slides in public. Walking around with them?
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's me. I do that.
You do?
Yep, that's me. I do that. Yep, I will. I will absolutely do that.
So
I'll be
that's
on
a
the
clip
boardwalk.
that you gonna
I
keep
will be.
that one.
Yep. I'll
Like,
be
do
right
not
on the
get rid of
boardwalk. You might see me on the boardwalk with some slides and socks. Yep, some tube socks too.
Oh.
In the summertime.
Oh man, you made me laugh with that one. Socks and slides.
Yep,
I guess
socks and
so.
slides.
I mean, if a woman could go out with her, comfortable the way that we get reamed out about, with the bag on the
The
head
bonnets.
and the
But I don't
pajamas,
think that. I don't think that's a fair comparison. I think seeing somebody with slides and socks on, and a woman with a bonnet. I don't know. I don't think that's a fair comparison.
Because listen, everything got its reasons, right? Or everything got slides are open toe shoes, right? You're not why are you wearing socks with shoes that you're supposed to be showing your feet though?
Listen, my feet look like a middle-aged white man, so I'm cool with my socks and slides. You know what I'm saying? Like
So you
if I'm
want
gonna
to
show my if
experience
I'm
the
gonna show
slide,
my
but you
feet,
don't like your feet.
if I'm gonna show my feet, I'm gonna be on the beach getting them a tan. You know, so I don't need to walk around with my feet all showing. You know, like that's what the ladies do. They even feet all showing. They got their clear nail polish and all
I
of that
I
stuff. Like, nah, I'm
know,
good.
but Elijah, you got on slides though.
Hey,
There's
listen,
a
and
purpose of
I'm
why
look,
there's
look, look,
slides.
look,
You're
listen.
supposed to
But look,
show
before I get on the beach, I'm gonna slide them socks off, and
them.
then
Okay.
walk on the sand. I ain't walking through the beach with slides and socks on. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
All
But I'm just
right.
saying, what if that temperature drop and them toes is cold? You know what I'm saying? You know, your feet start going like this. Like I can't do it.
They shivering though, like.
I gotta have my socks.
All right, all right, all right. How about this? A comedian who can't take a joke.
A comedian who can't take a joke,
Mhm.
like you say the joke and they don't get it, or
No,
they
who
like.
can't take a joke because sometimes when you talk about comedy and jokes, sometimes the joke can be on you.
Mm.
But a
Oh,
comedian,
they sensitive in that way.
yeah.
I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen
So
it happen.
would you keep that or would you clip it? Clip it or the
I
what's the
think
next?
I think
Skip it.
I honestly think it's hilarious.
Keep them
I,
around. You
I
like
think
keep them around because that's
I
the
think
extra laughs, right?
I think it's hilarious, but no, I probably wouldn't want to be around a overly sensitive comedian. Like if we can't just talk and joke.
Okay, okay. I don't know. I would be. It shouldn't be too many of them around, but I'm pretty sure they have them. But they shouldn't be
Yeah,
around.
there are. Like there's a. I mean, I know some personally. Like they can, they can dish it, but they can't take it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, my whole thing is you just have to stay in your weight class. like like that's just how I look at it. Like know your lane. If that's like don't start like messing with somebody if you're not prepared for what could come in
Yeah,
return.
because you don't
That's
know who gonna snap
yeah,
back, right? You don't know who gonna snap back,
yeah, yeah. Like I
right?
don't listen to like
She said
I
wrong
don't
career.
I don't mess with I don't mess with like certain comedians because I don't know them. Like you know how like certain people you have to know on a certain level in order to even talk to them a certain type of way. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like especially with women, and women be like, "Oh, girl, then they y'all
Yeah,
call some
but
women
better
call
not
each other
better
different
not
names like that,"
nobody
and
else
it's
better
like,
not talk bad
yeah,
about Miss.
exactly, yeah. So it's a little different.
Gotcha. All right. Arguing over who's the GOAT between Pac, Jay, or Wayne.
I'm getting ready. I'm not wasting my time. I'm not wasting the words with that. I'm not entertaining that. Like, first of all, that's like, in my opinion, Pop, Jay, Wayne is like three different eras, three different generations. So, like, it also depends on who you're talking to. So, if you're talking to somebody that's around your age, you're talking to somebody younger, but
That's true.
to kill all of that, no, I'm not entertaining that conversation.
Dead argument. My sister
Yep,
said dead argument.
yep, I'm not entertaining that.
Oh, so my one of my questions go back to the slides, but wearing bonnets at the airport.
For a woman, no. Listen, this is my opinion on the bonnets, right?
Mm-hmm.
A woman, in my opinion, should only be wearing a bonnet for two reasons in public. One is raining and she just got her hair done. Or two, she's on her way to or on her way from getting her hair done. That's it. But just wearing it all day like a wave cap, nah, nah. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be at your son's high school basketball game in the stands with a bonnet on. That to me is unacceptable. No different than a dude being at his daughter's cheerleading competition with a wave cap on all day.
Mm-hmm.
Is unacceptable to me. That's
That's
just my
crazy because I
opinion.
see men with bonnets on now. I
Yeah, I
do.
think that's crazy. Yeah, I think that's crazy too.
Yeah,
You
I've
know?
seen men like, okay, you got a bonnet too? All right. But
Yeah.
let's see a key word. Let's talk about a key word. A key word is at the airport. Do you think that that would be a good reason to have your bonnet on?
At the airport,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really. I mean, if you going from the car to the airport and it's raining, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I don't know. Like
Okay, you say not
that's
even there. Yeah, you in
yeah, that's
there.
a
You
good question
still
because it's a lot of different ways you can look at it. Then it's like, well, where are you going? What's it going to be like? Like, what's the weather going to be like? So I don't know. Like airport, that's a little tricky.
like kind of tricky, right? Because I'm gonna say maybe you're
Mm-hmm.
going and you might be getting right off the. I've had people. I've heard of people get right off the flight and they're going to a function, so they want to make sure, So it could be that. Look, do you see them talk about where they wear bonnets everywhere, everywhere. Ooh,
Yeah.
I got you. The worst place to have it on is in the airport because
So we saw the man at Olive Garden with PJs on. Listen, I don't I don't agree with pajamas in public either, but what bothers me and some people might get offended if they're animal lovers. I've seen people in restaurants with dogs and strollers. That makes me more uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? That makes me more uncomfortable than seeing somebody with PJs on in a restaurant. Like somebody who has a dog in a restaurant that's in a stroller, that would bother me more than seeing a person in a restaurant with pajamas on.
mm,
But yeah,
You
pajamas
said
like,
you didn't. My sister said she had the rollers in one time. You didn't know if it was gonna be ghetto to have the rollers on it.
oh man, yeah. A lot of people but you know what else I think is also a problem. I think there's a lot of women that wear tights, and sometimes they wear the wrong tights. Like they don't have the right ones on. Like they be wearing the ones that's like
We
sheer, kind
not
of like
bring.
panties,
Oh, we not
and
talking about tights.
then they have the wrong drawers on. So it's like certain people just shouldn't be wearing certain things. Like certain people just shouldn't be wearing certain things. And
You
certain
know
people,
why? They make tights so skimpy now. Like the
mm,
material of a lot of clothes
mm,
is that. Like you have to be able to look in the mirror and see that you can see certain things with certain clothes on.
some people need to go in the fitting room before you know leaving the store because it's a lot of people that aren't dressing according to their body type.
Mm,
You know, and that's not limited to just women. It's men too. There's a lot of people that are not. There's a lot of guys out here wearing pants that might be a size 38 in the waist, but a size 7 in the knees. And it's just not. It's not a good look. Like it's not a good look.
Oh man, okay. We're gonna get away from fashion. We're gonna get away
Mm.
from fashion. Let's take it to the next question. Telling your barber you hate your haircut after the fact.
See, that's tricky. Like, all right, so how like are we talking like, all right, you get shown the mirror and you don't like the haircut, or are we talking like you get shown the mirror, you like it, you leave, go home, and then come back, like type, like which
Mm-hmm.
scenario are we talking?
The second one.
The
You
second one.
get the barber like you okay, you be like, yeah, you leave, and then you like, nah, after the fact, and you like, nah, I didn't even like that.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. In most of those cases, when that happens, a lot of those times, it's a woman influencing that. So we have a guy at our shop, and it's hilarious because I would say 3 out of every 5 haircuts he get. No, I'm not his barber. One of my coworkers is, but 3 out of every 5 haircuts that he gets, he comes back because his wife says it's not low enough. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
so like she sends him back to get it cut down just a little bit lower. So I've seen all of that stuff happen. Um, I would prefer me personally. I would prefer to have somebody say once the haircut is done, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you change this? Can you do this or whatever? Versus, oh, I like it. It looks good. Da, 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 da. And then later on, it's like, yeah, I don't like
Yeah,
it.
I
You know
really
what I'm saying?
like okay.
So it's like what? Because like when you get shown that mirror, that's a contract. Like that's a contract. When
Mm.
you get shown the mirror, it's like, do you like it?
That's like
Are
signing
you
a
okay?
dotted line.
And once you're like, yup, it's good, and you hand the mirror back, that is the contract. So I've had
Mm.
people like do that, leave, and come back like, you know what? Can you take just a little bit more off, or can you do? Yeah, I can, but it's gonna cost you another haircut. I'm charging you because you're paying for my time.
Hmm.
You know,
Okay. Okay.
for my time. So I would say I would prefer to just not have really either. To be honest with you.
Don't, just don't come back. Don't say nothing. Say something.
No. I'm just saying like if it was a choice of having a person like not be happy with a haircut, like I don't want that. Like I don't want somebody to not.
I got what you're
Yeah, I
saying.
don't want somebody to not be happy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, got you. All right, one last one, and we'll talk some more. We'll do
Mm-hmm.
some more conversation. But this one, a client FaceTiming during the cut.
Oh, that happens a lot too. I don't really care for that either. Like I seen young boys do that. They FaceTime. Oh, all right. So I got a story. This happened.
Okay.
Guy comes in the shop. He has a man bun, and I guess he got a new job. Girlfriend and mom gang up on him to get the haircut. Girlfriend calls the shop and says he's just come in to get a shape up. So they done tricked him into coming to the barbershop. He gets to the barbershop and now I gotta cut his hair. And he had hair like remember the R&B singer Lloyd, like when his hair was real long.
Yeah, how
He had
yeah.
hair like that. He had hair like that. So he has this long, straight, stringy, curly type hair. So I have to cut his hair down and getting right. And the whole thing was they wanted him to look right for this new job he had got.
Mm-hmm.
And the mom FaceTimed him. He's a grown man. He's not a kid. He's a grown man. The mom FaceTimed him because she wanted to approve of the haircut because she was paying for it. Yeah. So
Okay.
very embarrassing. Yeah, I tell you, we see some stuff. So yeah, I'm not really the biggest fan. Or you get somebody who FaceTime somebody while they're in the chair, and the person in the chair is trying to tell them like, "Hey, I'm in the chair," but the person on the phone wants to keep talking instead of saying, "Oh, well, call
Mm-hmm.
me back when you're done." So yeah, I'm not a fan of that
Okay. Yeah, I know in this day and age, it's like I know FaceTime's gonna be in the chair.
either. Hmm.
FaceTime and people just talk and people talking their conversations and it's crazy because a lot of people freely like when you talking about what would the word be open like people don't care and you be
Yep.
like you're literally talking about your business while you're sitting here open on a FaceTime like that's crazy but.
Hmm.
All right,
Yep.
so we talked about one of the questions was about well, one of the game questions was about um taking care of yourself, manicures and facials,
Self
right?
care.
Self care. What's your take on self care for Black men?
We need it. We need it. I think well, I don't know everybody's profession, but I would say for like barbers and people who do a lot of work standing on their feet, I definitely think that men need to go get uh man, manicures and pedicures, especially pedicures, at least once a month. You need to get them feet trimmed at least once a month.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think you can't really go wrong with manicures. I personally feel as though pedicures for me are more important than manicures. Like I don't like I cut hair with gloves on, so um I, I don't really feel as though I need to get my fingernails done as often as my the feet. But then you got other things, massages also. You know what I'm saying? Like not the ones with the happy endings though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're cool too, but I'm just saying, like seriously, massages. Even women like they definitely help with the blood flow and all of that stuff. Like you have to invest into your self care, especially the older that you get. Even if you get a massage chair, you know what I'm saying? And just
Mm-hmm.
have like it's just certain things that you need to do to take care of yourself because it's going to help your body, last longer. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to help your mental as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Just for your mental, you need that. So women have stressful days. I'm going to get my nails done. I'm going to get my
Mm-hmm.
toes done. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go get my back rubbed, or I'm going to go get my eyebrows waxed, or I'm going to
Right.
go. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what like that's what the women do. And it's like when I start getting into self care, especially with pedicures, because I ain't gonna lie, like I used to be like, man, I'm a thug, man, I get my feet done, like you know what I'm saying? We don't do that. But then it was just like, wait a minute, this feels amazing. This is great. Like why have I
What the
been
hell are you
depriving
talking about?
myself for so long? Like this is amazing. Like I see why the women come home so happy after getting their feet done. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, this is different.
My sister said not to hide them in the tube socks though. You like
She said,
pedicures,
she
but you
said, she
hide them
said,
in
she
the
said,
slides.
see, I can't see, I can't see the updated comments now.
Oh, you can't. My sister
Yeah.
said you get your feet done just to hide them in them tube socks
Hey,
in the
listen. No,
slides.
I no, I no, I no. I let the feet breathe, but it's just certain places and certain. It's like you gotta understand. Like for me, the when I usually wear slides,
Mhm.
especially with no socks, is when I'm gonna be in like, you know, the on the boardwalk at the shore, something like that.
Mhm.
And sometimes you get that, that wind while you on the boardwalk, and you get them sand stones hitting your toes and all that. I don't like that, so I wear socks. I don't like socks. I wear socks. That's what I do.
Okay. So next question: what role does community play in your work?
What role does the community?
Does community play in your work? Whether it be the barbering, whether it be your poetry, whether it be your comedy, what role does community play in your work?
Um, I don't know. I definitely draw inspiration from things going on in the community. Um, I think I got community active heavy with music first. I was like putting together like stop the violence benefits in the area, and then when I was doing the battle rap stuff, I had an event that I would do every summer called Cook Your Food, and we
Mm-hmm.
would do a food drive. So we would not like if we charged like $20 at the door, we would knock off like $5 for every 10 canned goods you bought.
Mm.
So people would be like, "Oh man, I'm bringing all kinds of
Right,
So
right,
people were
right.
trying to trying not to pay or whatever. I mean, they were still paying, but so I had a agreement with the South Jersey, the Sicklerville chapter of the South Jersey Food Bank, and we raised the first year we raised like 600 pounds of food, and then like the next
Mm.
year we raised like 900 pounds of food, and it was a
Okay.
thing I had going on for a little while, but it felt good to raise the
Yeah.
food and take it to the food pantry and know that that food was going to go to help people that
Mhm.
needed it.
Mhm.
So I'm definitely active when it comes down to community things, however I can participate and help.
Okay. Next question. When do you feel most like true lyrics to Beardgod?
You said when do I feel like that?
When do you feel most like true lyrics to
When
Beardgod?
I'm inspired to write poetry or rap based off of something that inspired me in the moment. So
Okay.
for me, like poetry could come like the inspiration for poetry could come from seeing something on TV or seeing something on the news or hearing a story about something. Like somebody could tell me they broke up with their girlfriend and now I'm writing the love poem, you know what I'm saying, a breakup piece or whatever. Or if I had an aggravating day, now, I'm writing, something that was drawn from that. So I think um true lyrics when it comes to the poetry, like that inspiration could come at any time. I would say lately I've been having a habit of writing a lot in the morning. Like when I first wake up,
Mhm.
it's like boom, my ideas are just clicking, and it's like that's where I'm at.
Fresh off the
Um,
dome. You got
yeah, yeah,
fresh off.
yeah. It's a lot easier to write. It's a lot easier to write poetry and to write um music because for me it's like title, and the content is in conjunction with the title. I think from there is a matter of figuring out how you want the content to rhyme. So now you work on the pattern of the schemes and the flow and all of that. So that's easy. Comedy is a little harder. Comedy is a little harder
Mhm.
because it comes down to timing, not taking too long to get to the punch. Uh, if you're storytelling, not having a drawn out story that's going to lose people's attention.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's a lot. Like comedy is a lot more difficult to write than
Okay.
poetry.
But you succeeded at both, so.
I mean, I'm a writer. That's what I do. I appreciate you.
All right. What's something people misunderstand about your journey?
So in the comedy world, a lot of older comedians have have a little, I don't want to say jealousy. I would say I've gotten some animosity and I've had some subliminal shots taken at me because they look at me like, well, he came out of nowhere. Like, where'd he come from? You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like who is he? And it's like, to me, you're wasting your time if you're ever trying to impress other comedians. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like if you're trying to impress other comedians, you're wasting your time because they're gonna find something that not to like about you. So for me, it was like, well, who is this guy? Like I don't know who he is or whatever. Then they start seeing you on flyers and then you create an image or whatever, and you start creating a style. So now, like, people know me for having the blazers and the half brim fedoras. So it's like I have my style just on the image part of it. Salute the humble greatness, my stylist. And uh what ends up happening is now they see you on all these flyers, and it's like, oh, he getting a bunch of shows, but don't nobody know his jokes. Don't nobody know his material. You see what I'm saying? So it's like they're always going to nitpick and find something to not like about you. And then it's like you create certain things or characters that people know. Like I was reading in the comments earlier, we were talking about the tube socks, and somebody said something about, yeah, be looking like Mr. Russell. So for those who don't know, like Mr. Russell is a character I created or whatever that I bring out sometime and, you know, have him involved in my stories. So that lets me know I'm doing something right when people remember the characters that I have or some of the sayings I have or whatever. Because it's about connecting with the crowds and the audiences and having that relatability. So I would definitely say, you know, those have been some of the challenges that I've had, but I don't worry about other comedians. I worry about the fans and I worry about the promoters, because the promoters like you. It's because the fans like you and they're gonna keep bringing you back.
Yeah, she said Mr. Russell is hilarious. But when you
Yeah.
talk about you catchphrases and stuff that stick, that one when you say we just gonna have to pray on it,
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
very stuck
Mm-hmm.
thing in my head.
Yeah,
So
we just wanted to put, yeah,
that's why I put
but that's real, and that like that's real because that came from my grandma. You know, like it doesn't matter what we talk about. Like it always ends that way, and you know, of course, I put my own exaggeration on it. What I think was is beautiful about my comedy, regardless of how clean or how explicit. I've been able, and I have performed my comedy in front of, you know, my mom, my grandma, and they all get it. They know it's entertainment. Like I think in the beginning, my mom used to take it personal. Like she used to be trying to stop people after shows. Like, wait a minute, listen, the joke you said about me, it didn't really happen. Like it's just entertainment. Whatever. It's like, yo, when you stop doing that, like they know that it's comedy. Like you over
Mhm.
here thinking that they're gonna be
Yeah,
judging
they're
you.
gonna be looking at you all
Yeah,
like, you know that wasn't real.
yeah, yeah.
Oh man, that is true. Like I've always wondered that. Like when, like you said, when you
Mm-hmm.
have jokes that or stuff that you put out and you talk about family, but it don't really be like how do they be feeling like? But you said it in the beginning.
But
You like
some
they.
stuff, like some stuff is like a lot of stuff is exaggerated. You know what I'm saying? So like for anybody who if anybody's watched my first comedy special, Elijah the Barber Cutting Up, out now on YouTube, I have a bit called The Edible Story. That story is 100% actual, like factual. It happened exactly the way I said. There's nothing sugar coated about that. That is 100% real story. On my new special that'll probably be out around September, I
Mm-hmm.
have kind of a sequel to that story, which is called the Contact High story. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, I don't smoke, I don't take any drugs. Um, I went to California for some shows. These guys had some stuff that was so strong, the smoke got me contact high, and had
Mm-hmm.
then I found out it came from Snoop Dogg's weed dispensary. So I talk about all of that stuff and the crazy things I was doing in California because I was contact high.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that know me and that were there, you know, they're like, yeah, that happened. Like he was doing this, he was doing that. And it's like you have to draw things from your real life, you know, real life experiences and put it into, you know, your comedy. And when
Mm-hmm.
people can relate to it, it makes it even funnier because they can see the visual, they can picture it happening. Then when they find out that there's some truth to it, yeah, it just makes it like next level. Like it just lives with people, you know, for a longer period of time.
Ooh. And, Veda in here. Shout out to Veda. He
Mhm.
said Mr. Russell is always looking for a new yum yum.
Yeah,
This is just
yeah.
stuff that it's the
Listen,
stuff that
listen.
just stick.
Let me tell you. Let me listen, Mr. Russell. So Mr. Russell is a combination of a lot of different characters and people. Like how I came up with Mr. Russell. It was a friend of mine who was dating this guy. Well, she was dating. She was using the dating apps, and she met these two guys that were older guys. and one guy was like a couple years older than her. Another guy was like maybe like 10 years older than her. And the guy that was like 10 years older than her lived home with his mom. And she was like, she had to make a decision on which one of these guys she wanted to be with. So she decided to tell the older one that lived with his mom that she didn't want to talk to him no more because she was talking to somebody else. And he was like persistent and not letting her go. So when she's telling me the story, I'm picturing this guy like, yeah, you ain't going nowhere. You my yum yum. And it just stuck from there. So it was like, ooh, yum yum. So then I'm creating this character of how I think he looks. And then another friend of mine, his girlfriend had cheated on him, and he caught her because she was cheating on him with an older guy who left his CPAP machine at her house. So I'm taking his situation and her situation and coming up with this character
Yes.
in my mind, and I came up with Mr. Russell. Yep, I came up with
Okay.
Mr.
All
Russell.
right.
Yep.
Wow. You make it seem like it's so easy to come because we all have like comedic things that happen, around us in our lives, but you make it seem
Mm-hmm.
so easy, but I know it's gotta be hard because when you get on that
Oh
stage, it's
yeah.
probably like you said, I gotta piece this together and make it funny in a short amount of time though.
Mm. But you also it's not just about it being funny. You have to make it convincing. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yeah,
Because
that
we
too.
all know somebody. We all know somebody who tells a story. Come on, man. Whatever, man. Like, all right.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
that's true.
Like, you don't want to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be that comedian that's on stage and is like just going on and on and on. It's like, oh man, whatever, man. Like, you whatever.
Right,
Like, you know what I'm
right.
saying? You don't want to be that guy. So it definitely is work. It's an art. That's why I stay grounded. I stay going to the open mics, working on the craft. Um, I'm some comedians who've been doing it less than me. They're like, oh, I don't go to open mics anymore. Like, so it's like, where do you work on yourself? I just do it at a show, and it's just like that's not me. Like me, it's like going to the gym. You got to constantly, work on your craft, constantly work on getting better. When we go to out of town, when I go out of town in different states, if I'm gonna be there for a weekend, if I go like Friday, Saturday, Sunday type stuff, and I have a show on Saturday, while I'm in
Mhm.
town Friday, I'm trying to find an open mic, to go work on some stuff before doing the show. So that's just that's what I do.
Okay.
Constantly working on the craft.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So because I don't want to be I'm embarrassed, but all right. So we talked about one of the games I played at one at your show
Mhm.
that was a hit. That I felt it was a hit was the movie game,
Okay. Yeah.
and you always won the movie game though because
I watch a lot of movies.
I was movies.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna throw a cup. We're gonna play a little bit of that right now.
Okay.
All right, but for everybody that's here. I've played it outside of that, so some people here know what it is. If you don't, the movie game is I'm going to throw out a prompt and pretty much you name the movie that the prompt is telling you about. All right, so we're going to ask y'all to put y'all answers in the chat, and Elijah's going to just answer them, and
I
we're going to see
can't
what he
see
knows.
nothing. I'm mad. I cannot see these comments.
I don't know what
Like
happened.
I was able to see them, but now I can't see them.
Oh,
Yeah, I can't.
so
Like it's stuck on. The last comment I can see is we saw the man at Olive Garden with PJs on. That's the last.
oh,
That's the
well,
last comment. That's the
they
last
done
comment
said
I see.
so much. They talked
I
about
know.
Mr. Russell.
I'm gonna have to rewatch this live when it's over
Yes.
to see the
Just to
comments.
see
Like
what
the
they were
comments,
saying, right?
yeah, just to see what they were saying. Like, yeah, the comments is on froze.
So what I'm gonna have to do is be a moderator at the same time. So what I'm gonna do
Mm-hmm.
is I'm gonna read out the answers, but I want you to
Okay.
answer first.
Okay.
All right, I want you to answer first. And for this one though, it's not gonna be one. Say as many as you can, as many movies as you can come up with these prompts. Okay,
Okay.
and then I'll be reading some off in the chat as well. So the first prompt is gonna be, of course, name a movie with a comedy scene in it.
A movie with a comedy scene, like House Party, uh, Harlem Nights. Um, shoot, I'm gonna get you, sucker. There's so many movies. Mo Money. Friday, next Friday, Friday after next. uh,
All of the Fridays.
yeah, all the
Fool,
Fridays. Barbershop,
foolish.
barbershop.
Yes, look.
Money talks.
Ashley said
Uh,
Friday right with you too.
the, the toy. Um, shoot, man, it's a lot of them. Man. Last Dragon. Like
Mhm.
it's a lot of movies. Purple
Okay,
Rain.
okay,
It's a whole lot of movies.
okay, okay. Let me be more specific. Oh,
Mm.
Hollywood Shuffle. That was
Yeah,
one of my
Hollywood Shuffle. Yeah,
favorites.
yeah, Hollywood Shuffle. Yeah,
Hollywood Shuffle. Is that the one with
yeah.
Rinky Dinky
Jer-
Dog? Wait a
Jerry
minute.
Curl.
Yeah, Pootie
Hmm.
Tang.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring it in a little more
Coming to
specific,
America.
y'all. Name a movie that has a comedy show scene in it.
A movie that has a comedy show scene in it. Like they're at a comedy show.
Or where there's a comedy show in it.
Nutty
Yeah.
Professor. Nutty
90%.
Prof-
Okay.
yeah, Nutty Professor. Um, Comedy show
And
scene.
that's the most famous one when
Yeah,
what was
Dave
his name?
Chappelle.
Dave
Yeah,
Chappelle,
Reggie.
yeah.
He was Reggie. Dang, a comedy show scene.
Mm,
Yeah, off top, Nutty Professor.
okay.
Sheesh, that's kind of hard. Like without thinking about stand up comedy specials. Um, Movie
Mm,
that had well, I guess I could say Mo Better Blues because Robin Harris was the host, so he was being funny.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
yeah, Mo Better Blues. Um,
Talking Dirty After Dark.
yeah, that's a good one. They took it back with that.
That's Veda. Veda's really
Yeah,
good with stuff too.
yeah, that was Martin. Yeah, I remember that movie.
You want
Martin
to know
Baby.
another movie? I can't remember what the name of this movie is, but I can see the scene in it. And it had what is his name? Now I'm not even. Nah, never mind, because I can see his face, but I can't think of his name.
Mm,
Um, Eddie Griffin. Eddie Griffin.
yeah,
Did he have a movie and then it kind of switched to him doing comedy and went back to the movie?
I can't remember. I can't remember.
And then they have Orlando
Yeah, that was the
Brown and
yeah, we were just talking about that. That was the one where they like traded places.
yeah.
Um,
Then they have the comedy scene with
I don't remember because that was so long ago. Like I haven't seen that movie in so long.
I know.
Yeah, that's
Foolish.
I know. I yeah, fool. I know Richard Pryor had one. Richard Pryor had a movie where he was doing stand up, and then they like went back to the movie.
Oh yeah, he did. He did.
Hmm.
Okay. Another prompt. Let me think. Because I'm doing this off the dome, y'all. I didn't even prepare this because I was like at the end. What can I get? What can I? Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumber has comedy scene
I don't remember.
in it. Hmm.
Oh, what's the name? What was it? Was it Dream Girls or Cadillac Records? I think it was Cadillac Records. It was Mike Epps was the what's
Yes,
the name?
you're
And Amari
right.
Hardwick got him. Yeah, yeah.
And he was on stage
Hmm.
for
Yep.
okay. I
Hmm.
knew it sounded like you the movie guy.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Give me a movie with now this would probably be easy, but I want to get them Super Dad. That Super Dad for the
Super
comedy.
Super Dad.
Hmm. Gotta look that one up. I gotta look that one up. Um a movie
Hmm.
with a beauty salon in it. Not a barbershop, but beauty salon.
With a beauty salon, man, that's easy. Beauty
That's what I
shop.
said.
Beauty shop
Okay.
had a beauty salon in it. Um, what's the name had a beauty salon in it? They clone Tyrone had a beauty shop in it.
It did.
They clone Tyrone had a beauty shop in it. Um, it has to be a movie because I know some shows that had
Poetic
beauty salons.
Justice.
Poetic Justice, yeah, Poetic Justice had beauty.
Beauty shop. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Norbit.
Yeah, Norbit did.
Mm. Y'all good too. Y'all good. Ooh, okay. No more. Let me see. Oh, Norbert, what's the last one? All right.
Mhm.
Good hair. That was a good one. Good
Yeah,
hair.
yeah.
Is that the was that the one? Deliver Us from Eva.
Okay.
It did. When yeah, when she was when the guy was talking to her. Now Beauty Shop, is that the one with Queen Latifah?
Yeah, that's the one with Queen Latifah.
Okay, okay. All right. Let me think of another one. Comedy show. Oh my gosh. Movies with poetry in it.
Love Jones, Slam, um,
Love Jones is the most. Is this the most? Damn.
the
Did
the
Brown Sugar have poetry in it?
the who? Brown
Brown
Sugar?
Sugar.
I don't remember. I don't think they had just poetry. Um,
$40 baby boy.
Baby
Baby
Boy.
boy?
Where was their poetry at in Baby Boy?
Or is that one for the beauty salon?
Yeah, they had a beauty salon. Yeah, yeah, they definitely did a Baby Boy. They had a beauty salon. Poetry. It's a lot of those. I think it was Hangover 2. Hangover 2. My man
Mm.
read a poem at the table.
Mm.
um,
Okay, that was
what else?
beauty shop, baby boy. Yeah, the beauty shop one. That's what we tied it in. We was like, yeah,
Uh-huh.
that had to be the beauty shop one.
Uh,
Poetry in the movie. I have poets on here. Y'all see how poetry in the movie?
Love Jones, Slam.
I got another one.
Um,
Tyler Perry movie. For Color Girls. It was
Color Girl.
poetry all in that movie.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. I think it was poetry and Jason's lyric too. Yeah, Jason's lyric.
yes, because she
Yeah,
was
Jason's lyric. Yeah,
mm,
Jason's lyric.
Jason's lyric is
Yep.
that is about poetry.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, name movies with rappers in it.
Oh man, that's easy. Like, almost every movie. The Fast and Furious, Friday, all of them. Next Day Air. I Got the
I
Hookup.
forgot about that movie.
Juice.
Mm-hmm.
Above the Rim.
You ain't giving nobody
Uh,
a chance.
so many
How
movies.
high?
How
Okay.
High? Yeah. Yep. How High?
You're rappers.
New Jack City.
Ooh. Crush Groove.
Yeah, Crush
Veda.
Groove. House Party.
House part.
Yep.
Whoa. Veda keep taking it back.
Yeah, he taking it back.
Yeah, he do. I'm gonna see what
Hmm.
I'm come up
You
with some
said
reference.
Crush Groove.
Crush
LL
Groove.
Cool J. Box.
Disorderlies.
I was watching that like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, that's a classic. Disorder. He
Another
really took it
hold
back.
on, I'm taking it back. Another movie with a beauty shop, Bats.
Yeah, Baps. Holly Berry
I
and them.
just thought about Bats for that one, but Disorderly Ideas, Idlewild,
Yeah,
Rappers.
Outer
That's
Wild
a
was good. Yeah,
good one.
that was a good one.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Yeah. ATL.
18.
Roll Bounce.
Wow,
Hmm.
you're right. What is it? Are we there yet? St. Rappers
Yeah.
Friday.
Hmm.
Barbershop. Into Deep.
Yeah, in too deep. Yeah, that was a good one
LL.
too. Crash.
Wow. Crush.
Crash.
Crash. Yes.
Mhm.
Wild Wild West. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I've
Men
never
in
seen
Black.
it. Bad Boys.
Bad Boys. Oh, okay. Blue Street. No, they
Hmm.
don't have a rapper in it. Okay. Yes, it do. Did Blue Street? No, that was just Martin. Okay. Now, couple more questions.
Mm.
Would you have, and I didn't ask you this when I sent the email, would you have a piece that you could do for us?
But I have a piece that I can do. Like.
Mhm.
Well, hold on. Let me see. Always got to stay with a little something, something. So I guess the question would be, what kind of piece? Want something
Hmm.
funny? Want something thought provoking?
All about the Benjamins. Yes.
Hold on, let me see.
Jakey Promoter. Okay, I'm done.
That
All
was
right.
a good movie. It was underrated. Janky Promoters was a real
That
good
was
movie.
yes, that was
That was
a
a real good
lottery
movie.
ticket. Like Jakey Promoters was good though. I did think
Yeah,
that was good.
Janky Promoters, in my opinion, needed to get a little bit more exposure than what it actually did. That was a good movie.
Mhm. All right, so y'all tell what kind of pieces do you want him to do?
Yeah.
Funny, um, love poem, love piece. Um, I want to see
Yeah,
what y'all want to.
let's see what the survey says.
Yes, what the survey says. I'm feeling like, hmm, I don't know. Funny. Okay, we have yeah, somebody's like, we here for funny, funny.
Mm-hmm.
I would go with funny, but let me get a couple of more. You said for this time, funny. Okay, funny again. Okay, I think we go. I think it's going to be a funny one.
Everybody wants a funny one. Okay, hold
Mhm.
on. Let me see what I got. I gotta look in the other phone real quick. Hold on, cause I got manure stuff in the phone that I'm talking to you on.
That's why I asked the question. I didn't
Mm.
ask you ahead of time for you to be prepared. So,
No, no, no. It's hard. What's the name? I'm gonna have something. Hold on. A funny piece. All right. So let me see. All right. This piece. I'm not gonna do because I'm a stupid chick. That might be a little too much. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this piece. It's called energy.
okay.
I love your energy. I love your vibe. I love that look you give me when I look into your eyes. You got me on a different high. I'm talking cloud nine, tingles down the spine, goosebumps on the arms, turning me on. This feeling we can't keep fighting, can't keep denying. When we departed, I started crying. Thinking about the last time it was you and I with a side of fries, the game was on, took a taste of you, then a sip of soda. I think it was Coca-Cola. See, I've been attracted to you since I was a young boy and had a molar roller, sky page, a young boy eating annihilators and hot fries. You stay looking finger looking good like Popeyes. I get selfish around you. I don't want you being touched by no other guys. But see, you raise my blood pressure when we get together now. We used to stay up late nights, but now I'm old. See, I love you so much. I wanted you when you was hot. I wanted you when you was cold. I'ma speak my truth. I don't care these people know. But this ain't gonna work. See, I need my space. And all this time, y'all thought I was talking about a woman. I was talking about my love for buffalo chicken cheesesteaks.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I like that one. I don't know why. Cause you know why you take your you really do take it from like I'm like, oh, that is so sweet. He like, oh, he really like taking her like that. Then you be like,
Mm.
what?
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Like
I
what?
had to start. I had to start making pieces like that where it seemed like it was going one direction, and
Yes.
I hit you with another direction because of the open mics I was going to. Like I was going to open mics, and people were having these sad pieces, and then they wanted me to go after them and say comedy, and I'm like, man, I can't say comedy after that depressing piece. So let me start like making segues for
Like
me
kind of
to.
like okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
because they
genius.
would be like, all right, well, you do poetry too, so do poetry and then do
Mm,
comedy, and it's like, yo, it's a different mindset. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
mm,
if I do a piece and it's about pain or about heartbreak, I can't just snap my finger and like, all right, y'all, I'm gonna make y'all laugh. Like I have
mm.
to change the energy of the crowd.
Right,
So
right.
I start making segue pieces where it seemed like it's going to go one direction, and I draw everybody in, and then boom, I hit them with the punch, and now everybody's laughing, and now it sets me up to get ready to go into the comedy.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Okay. Last question, and then we're gonna wrap it up because it's
Hmm.
45 to 60, but we over. But that's all right because we've
Okay.
been going over. What advice would you give to someone trying to juggle multiple passions the way that you do?
Somebody trying to juggle multiple passions. I would say try to balance things as best as you can. Um, do what you love. Go after your passion, but don't let it consume you to the point that you lose sight of the other things that are important in your life and that matter. You know what I'm saying? You have to have some type of balance. So, um, for me, I might not get to go to open mic every week. Sometimes I can go 3 times a month. Sometimes I can go 4 times a month. Sometimes I might only make it 1 time a month, but sometimes you have to go when you don't really want to go. And then sometimes when you can go, you have to make the decision to say, you know what, not tonight, because I'm gonna spend time with my kids, or I'm gonna go spend time with some family or whatever the case may be. Like the same as that way you make a sacrifice to do it, and it takes you away from certain things. Sometimes you have to make a sacrifice to not do it, but know what it is that you're gaining in another realm. So I would just say like balance is very important.
Balance, balance. That's a good one.
Hmm.
Especially if you're doing multiple things. Balance is very important, finding that.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, so let us know what's coming up. What's your projects?
So we're going to be at Buffalo Wild Wings, Northeast Philly, on Roosevelt Boulevard this
Ooh,
Saturday for our
Buffalo.
first comedy show there. So we're going to be at the Buffalo Wild Wings in Northeast Philly every fourth Saturday of the month,
Okay.
with Just the Funny Comedy Shows. Will be there this week. Me, my partner OC Diesel. We got Chica Loca on the show. Headliner is Denny Live from Philly, so that's gonna be a dope show.
Oh,
That's
okay.
coming.
What's that
That's
training?
Yeah. So then next week I'm in Maryland. I'll be at it's called the Naughty Goose in Northeast Maryland. So I'll be making my rounds, and then I think that's it for the month of May. June, we back in Sicklerville. So Sicklerville, we at Sasha's Creole Kitchen the first Friday of the month with our comedy and poetry open mic, Poetic Laughter. So we'll be back June 6th with that. And then this summer, I don't I took the month of July off. August, I got a lot of shows. I'm in Arizona in August. Um, I got a lot of local stuff. September, October, I'll be back in North Carolina. So I got a lot of things coming up.
You do.
September, we'll be dropping my part one of my new comedy special called Trust Issues.
Okay.
August 7th, if anybody supports me or wants to support me, or wants to really show love to me, August 7th, it is a Thursday night, but August 7th, I will be headlining the Resorts Casino in Atlantic
Ah,
City, New Jersey. So I'll be in Resorts Casino headlining August 7th, at 8 p.m. So it's a
okay.
Thursday. I'm letting people know now in the month of
Yeah,
May,
like
so they
take that
got
day,
time
yeah,
to make
take
the
Friday
arrangements.
off.
So you know what I'm saying, they make the arrangements. Come down there on that Thursday night, see your boy headlining in a big room. Um, I will be doing my third comedy special in that same room, but it won't be, and it sounds like it's far, but it's going to come quick. It will be July 17th of 2027. I will be doing my third comedy special called Full Circle, at the Resorts Casino,
Mm,
and that's a Saturday night.
okay.
Uh, the reason why it's called Full Circle is because my comedy journey started in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and I've traveled the country. I've done two other specials, and that third special, it only is only right for me to come back to the city where I started at. So
Okay.
it's
And
called
you
Full
have it at
Circle.
the resorts too? Oh man.
Yep,
And it's a Saturday?
yep,
Ooh,
yep.
ooh.
Yeah.
Make it a
So
weekend.
so so I'm trying to get as many reps in that on that stage between now and then, so by the
Mhm.
time that date comes, I'm good. But I'm gonna be local, for the next couple months until August. I start traveling again. We working on some cities in states for the end of the year and next year for me to go as far as to start, traveling. I'm not going to work as much the rest of this year as I did last year with the traveling, so I can spend more time with my kids and stuff. But I got a lot of things, a lot of things going on. Poetry wise, I'm available. If anybody wants to book me for poetry,
Okay.
comedy wise, I got openings. Uh, I, Mostly like now it's kind of hitting towards like September and October because a lot of the other stuff I got is already booked up for the rest of the summer. But I'm
Okay.
working. I got new merchandise that's coming. Um, so when I have the shows, people will be able to get merchandise. I'll be posting some stuff online. So if anybody
Okay.
sees something they want, then they can reach out to me and I can work on trying to get it to them. But I got a lot of stuff that that I'm working on. I'm doing skits for rappers' albums now. They want a comedian to put some funny stuff on the music.
Oh,
So I'm available for voiceovers and all of that type stuff now. So I'm doing a lot of different things. So for everybody that's on here, y'all follow me, Elijah the Barber 856-609, or y'all can follow the poetry page, True Lyrics the Beardgod. And if you get a chance, go on YouTube, put up Elijah the Barber comedy, and check out my comedy special. And if you don't want to watch the whole thing, you can watch some of the bits,
yeah,
individually. You don't have to watch.
just stop, come back,
Yeah,
rest in peace, and
yep, yep. You don't have to watch the whole thing in its entirety. You can watch this bit here, that bit there, whatever. So check it out, and I'm gonna keep on working.
Okay,
Yep.
okay. Look, I knew this part was gonna be long because I'm like, you a busy man.
Yeah,
You are a
it's a
busy
lot
man.
of stuff that I got going on, and you just got to stay active because it's so many people that are doing what it is you're doing, or trying to do what it is that you're doing, and you got to continue to work to make yourself
Mm-hmm.
stand out. You got to make
Mm-hmm.
yourself stand out and just dare to be different. Dare to be different from how you look, the material that you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
how you market yourself. And a lot of these people don't understand that. Like, you could be funny, but are you marketable? You could be funny, but are you putting butts in the seats? You could be funny, but are you promoting yourself? Are you pushing yourself? A lot of these promoters are paying attention to that. And there's a lot of guys that just aren't, they're not promoting themselves,
Right, right.
They just think the talent is enough. Nah, you got to have more.
And you promote.
Yeah.
You do promote. So
Yeah.
if anybody watches this, or um on the replay, or if you're here and you don't
Mhm.
follow right now. Go into the little eye and look at everybody on here.
Mhm.
Follow everybody that's here. I want
Yeah.
everybody that's here to follow everybody that's here. I've always said this now at the end of my sessions, like, go ahead and follow each other so we can just build the community and we can share each
Mhm.
other's work and who we are. So yeah, and then also, somebody in here might book, because you see he travels.
Mhm.
So no matter where you are in the country or
Yep.
out the country, you can book him for that as well. So he can go there. So all right, that's back there saying I appreciate you coming in, Elijah.
I appreciate you having me. I appreciate you having me.
I was like, for a little bit, I was like, I don't know how to get in touch with him. I'm trying to. I didn't know which page, because you had. I didn't realize you had the lyrics
Mhm.
page. So I said, I'm gonna try that one, and then I
Mhm.
was like, Elijah, and then I was like,
It was like in hidden messages. It was
it
like
was.
I didn't
Oh,
even
I was
see.
hating.
Cause I got like three different. So I don't know what it is, but it's like three different inboxes. So it's like primary,
Yeah,
general, and then it's like requested or whatever, or hidden. Like it was crazy. Like, yeah, I didn't,
I'm
cause I don't
noticing
really,
that,
I
and I
don't
don't
really,
know
I
how.
don't, I don't really spend a lot of time on the True Lyrics page like that.
Okay,
So like I'm on my Elijah the Barber page every day. So
okay.
I had just seen that message. I didn't even realize that you was trying to get in contact with me. But it's
That's
all good. We
fine.
made it happen.
That's fine. I always know where to find you. I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
where to find
Mhm.
you.
I'm around. All right, but yeah,
Again, I
thank you.
appreciate you. I appreciate everybody that came into the throne to catch
Mhm.
Elijah the Barber, True Lyrics, the Beer Guy tonight. Um, share the live so people can see the replay.
Mm-hmm.
And next week I got Michael Shorn
Okay.
coming in. So the
All right.
comedian Michael Shorn is going to be on next week. So we'll
Okay.
see how
I'm
that
gonna tune in.
goes.
I'm gonna tune in. You doing it big. You getting the big timers. You know what I'm
Tune
saying?
in.
Let me check it out.
All right, and my upcoming events are if y'all want to hear, Saturday we have an open mic and in West Hampton at the Q Spot. This is our first collaborated event there. We were on High Street, but now we are on Wood Lane Road. So come on out to that open mic. That's Saturday, May 24th, 7 p.m. Come on in and help us, celebrate our grand opening there or our grand, open mic
Mm-hmm.
there on
Mm-hmm.
Saturday. And next week is I don't think I have anything next week. Oh, I have a tea party next week. It's called What's Your Color? That's Saturday, May 31st. So just check out all my advertisements on my page. That's my upcoming event. Bingo. I have bingo on the 6th. Listen, I didn't know, but I have a bingo on June. It's not July yet. June 6th at the Q Spot. So I'll be sending my love from where I'm at to you, where you at, because I know you have your show on the 6th. But
Okay.
yeah, okay. So
All right.
we'll get together. We'll get together. So thank you again, everybody. Thank you for being on the throne. We will see you next Wednesday. Peace and
Mm-hmm.
love. Thank you,
All
Elijah.
right. No problem.
All right.